people who are 40 plus and happy with their life. What is your advice to people in their 20s? Go have an adventure of a lifetime. Don't put it off. Make plans for your money. Stay out of debt. You don't need that new car, watch, handbag, etc. Material items are not worth your sanity. Have a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Don't waste time on anyone who disrespects you. Have a backbone, but don't be rude. Not everything needs your reaction. Find someone who you can spend endless time with. Talk about ideas, not people. Above all, *K what anyone thinks. I'll be 41 this year. Get a regular exercise routine going and stick to it like your quality of life depends on it. Because it does. It's not a race. Stop comparing yourself to others. Just because they did things sooner than you doesn't mean they're happier or better. Try to start good habits. It is a little rough at first, but in a few years it will be second nature. Do this with things like cooking, cleaning, saving money and self-care. It is okay to not like someone. It is also okay to have someone not like you. People are going to not like you for no reason. That is okay. It's a them issue and not a you issue. Don't be an ass to everyone and give them reason to dislike you. But also know that you are under no obligation to put up with someone else's bad friendship. There is no shame in seeing a mental health professional. I'm nearly 40 and not very happy with my life. My advice for people in their 20s would be to focus on the important stuff. That's where I failed. Don't put off life. That's where I also failed. I focused on building a solid financial base and saving a ton of money. Here I am at 40 and I'm financially secure probably for life. If I lost my job, I could flip burgers and live the same lifestyle I've been living. But I also have no one in life. If I was abducted by aliens today, it'd be days or weeks before anyone missed me. No one on the entire planet really knows me. I get gifts from my family for Christmas or my birthday or whatever, and it's stuff that relates to things I enjoyed as a small child because that's how they know me. I never pursued any relationships for the past 20 years because I was focused on financial stuff. I can't recall the last time I went on a vacation that wasn't visiting my grandparents. At my age, I will probably never be married and will probably never be a father like I want to be. I'd give up all the financial security and career success I have to have someone I love here in quarantine with me. I fucked up my life and I know it. Don't ignore relationships. Take care of your teeth. This is the only set you're ever going to have and you don't want to neglect them and mess them up. Like I did. I've got crap tons of fillings which don't last forever and need replacement. A filling isn't as good as the real thing and filled teeth can break, requiring crowns. I have 2 and it sucks. Brush and floss thoroughly every single day without exception. Hell, get an electric toothbrush. See the dentist regularly. Ditch the sugary drinks. I was a raging alcoholic in my 20s and thought I would never recover from it. I never found a real job using my first degree or my master's. Part of it was because I was always drunk. Part of it was the job market at the time. I went back to school in my 30s and found something I like a whole lot more. Now, I'm married, nearly 10 years sober, and have a great job. My point is, if you end up on the wrong path or don't like where you are, there's always time to turn around and change it. Too many people just assume they're stuck where they are and stuck with the issues they have. Experiences over materials items. You're not going to remember that pair of shoes or that expensive item, or if you do, the memory won't compare to that awesome adventure you went on, or that great night out. Have lots and lots of sex. I'll try my best. Why is that if you care to elaborate? Simply because it's not as accessible when you're older. Yes, opportunities become less and less frequent. Desire also tends to wane. And for people who don't stay in shape or take care of themselves, attractiveness declines. Sex with someone in their 20s isn't the same as sex with someone in their 40s. And unless you're a millionaire or super attractive, You're not going to be having sex with people in their 20s forever. This whole thread is wholesome AF. I'm 32, but I wish I would have spent more of my 20s listening to advice of slightly older people, rather than trying to prove that I could figure it out on my own. Imagine how much energy I could have saved. Chris Rock said it best. Now, people tell you life is short. No, it's not. Life is long, especially if you make the wrong decisions. Quote, edit. The point is, you've got time. Don't kill yourself trying to do it all now. Fail the plan? Plan to fail. 1. Identify your goals and values. Don't confuse a step towards your goal. Job. For the goal. Peace of mind. Happiness. 2. Don't fight reality. Reality is all there is. Don't waste time wishing it was different. Don't invent things that are not true. Reality is enough just as it is. 3. Make choices based on your new framework. Goals and reality. Small daily choices are super important. 2 doesn't sound like very presidential advice. Read more, watch less. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Run accordingly. You don't have to have kids and buy a minivan and live that life. It's totally fine if you don't. You might even be happier and a lot wealthier in the end. You're not weird or broken because you want to live a less normal life. A lot of us do it, you just don't see us marketed on TV. Stack that paper. I'm in my 40s, and if I had been smarter with money, even putting it in an index fund, I could have retired by now. I don't regret buying the Porsche, but I didn't need to spend $20+ a day eating out, and the same amount or more on drugs, just on a Monday. For 2 decades, I didn't need the $2,000 per month apartment in a trendy neighborhood where I lived in my 30s. I'm still happy because the rest of my life is great, but financial freedom while I'm still relatively healthy would be heaven. If you haven't started some investment for the future, now is the time. Move out of your parents' home so they can also be 40+ and happy with their lives. Don't put yourself in ridiculous amounts of debt trying to portray a certain image. You'll spend your entire life trying to get out of the hole you dug, or you'll have to declare bankruptcy. Set aside enough money to cover 3 to 6 months of expenses for emergencies just like now. Moreover, save now for your retirement years. It doesn't require much, and if you have it taken directly from your paycheck, you won't be inclined to not pay yourself first. Take care of your body. Exercise to maintain a healthy weight and good cardiovascular health. As you get older, it's much harder to maintain these. Enjoy the days of your youth without going overboard. There is nothing wrong with having a good time. Yet if you are always waking up wondering what happened last night, why, you can't remember how you spent so much money, or you always have a hangover. You should tone it down a bit. Don't take advice or criticism as a personal attack. Most times the people who care about you have observed behavior in you which is off-putting, doesn't reflect you who you really are or could be, or would make you a more rounded person. If you are lucky enough to have the love of a good woman, support her and she will support you. 2 heads are better than 1. I don't what I'd do without my ESO. Never take one day for granted. Get out there into the world and enjoy it. I'm 45 this year, and plenty of my peers didn't make it and wasted their shot. This is so sweet. Thanks a lot. I do have an amazing girlfriend who supports me a lot and helped me get my finances in order. I support her too, of course. I haven't seen her in 2 months because although we do not live far from another, there's a country's border between us and we can't cross it right now. But we do all we can to stay in touch and make things as natural as we can. That we are making it through this time with relative ease without feeling like our relationship has become less important now that we can't hang out proves to me that this is the real thing. Thanks for your reminder to never take this for granted. Stay out of debt. Cut out frivolous spending. Save as much money as you are able. Buy a duplex and live on one side and rent out the other. By collecting rent, you may be able to completely cover your mortgage, or at least cover a nice part of it while you Build up equity. Get out of any relationship in which you are settling and find comfort in being single until you find the right person. Do not be afraid to say no to anyone. Keep your pets indoors as much as possible. Maintain your car. Learn how to change your own oil. And keep it as long as possible. Start saving for retirement now. Even if he's $25, $50 a month. Do some exercise. Stay out of debt. Learn people's names. It's a good habit and you never know where it might lead. I got lost in a third world country but remembered the son of the guy who owned the hostel was called Pan. Picked up by someone who called someone who knew hi monsieur without having chatted to him and learned his name. I'd still have made it back but it would have been way more difficult. Travel and be okay with having the confidence to just live out of your backpack and see where things take you. It really prepares you for later life. Over 2 years I was lost in the jungle, swam between tropical islands, run over hot coals, slept in weird places, worked some crazy jobs and hitchhiked around Asia with a buddy. And it makes you very resilient and good at seeing solutions in difficult times once you're older. The biggest regret my dad has was not starting some sort of savings for retirement when he was in his 20s. He didn't start putting money into his 401k until he was 30 or so. If you don't have access to a 401k, look into getting an IRA or something you can just chip something into every week or month. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.